What's up, y'all, and welcome back to another Draw Editions video. Today we're going to be continuing Inktober. I am still a few days behind, so the topic we're going to be covering today is Demon. Now, I'm going to get kind of straight into this one. So first of all, I did go for a more fantasy style demon, and kind of the more monstrous demon too. There's a lot of like humanoid demons, and I even though mine's still humanoid, it's very bulky, very monstery, and I really went for that monstrous look. I will say in advance that this is one of those pieces where it's like, it's good at the end, it's good enough at the end, but I just feel like if I had a little bit more time, but I'm already so behind and I didn't have a lot of time today, and it's just, if I had a little bit more time, it could look so good, but it's just like not quite there yet. So I actually don't know how I feel about this one yet, but I mean, I do end up liking how it looks. I just think it could have been better. As for the design itself, as you can kind of see with me messing around here, I messed around with this body for probably the longest out of any character that I've done during Inktober, which isn't many, but like it just trying to get those proportions right took me forever because I really struggle with posing, and one of the things that, or actually the biggest thing that was messing with me is trying to make a character that looks proportional while being this muscular, because the arms have to be long enough but they can't look gangly, and there's just also this thing has a lot of limbs because I end up giving it a tail and wings too. So that's just a lot of limbs to manage, so posing was very difficult. The hardest part, the torso was actually pretty easy. The hardest part was the legs by far though, cuz I wanted to go from one of those more goat-like demon legs, and I wanted to like, so I don't know what that's called, but the legs that bend backwards and then forward again. And I wanted to go for that kind of leg, and I was struggling with it because from the perspective, I've got this thing facing front on, so I have to make it look like, I have to somehow show that the legs are bending backwards without making it look like they're facing in complete opposite directions. So the legs were really causing me some problems during this process. But I do eventually, and I eventually added a loincloth thing there, because the nice thing about adding kind of like a waist covering like that, I wasn't originally, I was just going to do fur on like the lower half of the body. Ooh, and I should have done that on the lower torso. See, like I said, if I had a little bit more time, I think this could have just been that much better, but I was originally just going to do the lower half with fur and that be its coverings, but I ended up going with the loincloth because one of the nice things about doing kind of just clothing is that it can cover up weird parts of the body that you don't know how to connect. And in this case, it worked out pretty well. I feel like I was able to ignore the waist area that I was struggling with and just stick the legs on there in a way that looked semi-natural. I still think it could have looked better, but they're not actually my least favorite place to limb. In fact, they're probably my third least favorite. And they're not even top two, because the arm that is holding the top of the hammer, and you can see its hand right now, but it just kind of blends in. There's nothing making that arm stand out. So I kind of wish I had the weapon like out a little forward so that that left arm could be seen a bit more and not just look like it doesn't exist. And the tail is the same way. It's not so much that the tail feels like it's kind of being covered up, but it just feels out of the way. Like, it's like, no, it's just in the middle of nowhere. I feel like I feel like if I had just wrapped it around, that could have been better. But Also, finding a place to put a tail on this creature. This thing is big, so the stereotypical thin, like, spear-headed tail looks so bizarre with this one, and placement was a little weird for that. But I eventually get to a place where I'm satisfied, and I start adding a few more details to this thing, and I'm pretty happy. I like the horns. I like how they go down and up. Maybe I could have added like a second thing of horns. That could have been cool. I'm not sure though. But overall, pretty happy with the torso, pretty happy with the wings, pretty happy with the head, pretty happy with one of the arms. And then like the lower half of the body is where I think that this drawing needed a little bit more time. And the hands is always just need a little bit more time. But overall, actually think that it turns out pretty good at the end. The hammer, I was trying to decide what weapon to give this thing. I was originally going to give it a club. I wanted to give it a blunt weapon because I feel like a demon's gonna be like a rage monster. I feel like I don't feel like they're going to be precise. I don't feel like they're going, or at least the type of demon I'm drawing, these very monstery ones, I don't feel like they're going to have precision or be like, I'm trying to think of what the word is. It's, shoot, I can't, disciplined. I don't know why that took me so long to think of. I don't expect them to be like disciplined swordsmen or like, basically I don't feel like edged weapons fit them, because I feel like these are the kind of guys that just bash their way through something. So I was originally going to give them a club, ended up giving them a hammer, and I think the weapon fits him. It's a really big weapon for a really big thing, and I think that works. The face also caused me some trouble, and I end up just doing that off camera because I really couldn't be bothered to record myself struggling through that. Another thing that I'm trying... yes, fur. So, like I said, I was originally going to do the lower half in fur, and I do end up doing fur on the legs, although maybe I should have done a little bit more, but I think it's good. I do end up doing fur on the shoulders, which you can actually see right now, and the reason I did that was I wanted to kind of... I feel like it would look out of place, kind of almost Frankenstein-y, if there was only fur on one part. Maybe I should have even done fur around this guy's neck. I feel like that could have looked cool. But I like how I put the fur in on the shoulders, because I feel like that connects it a little bit more, makes it feel like it fits a bit more. But like, it's just, I'm very so-and-so with this one, because it's like, even with this shading here, like when I was shading the angel drawing yesterday, I was like, okay, yeah, this is enhancing this is making it look a lot better. With this one, I was like, it's kind of about the same. Like, it's like, I don't feel like, I don't know, I don't feel like I ever really found like a design I really liked, but I kind of just had to roll with it, and I'm wondering if that's how some of these are going to be, but I think that's okay. I think it's fine that it's not my favorite, because it's still pretty cool, and I hope you guys think it's cool. And while I'm on the topic of you guys thinking it's cool, if you enjoy my videos, if you enjoy my art, if you enjoy my random rants about whatever I can think of on the spot, then please leave a like, maybe subscribe. Either one would really help out the channel. I have gained 2 subscribers so far, which doesn't sound like a lot, but honestly, that's doubled what I had, so I'm pretty happy with that from one of the other Inktober videos, so I'm gonna keep doing this sponsorship thing and, self-sponsoring, and see if it works. So like I said, if you like the video, please like, subscribe. Either one would really help me out. And if you want to see one of your ideas turned into a video, all you gotta do, leave a comment. I'm always looking for ideas, so if you leave a comment, pretty much guaranteed that comment's being turned into a video, because it's a free prompt. Who am I to turn that down? Anyway, that's gonna be like all for the me self-sponsoring myself, really. That's just like that's just I gotta get out of the way every video. That's just something I gotta do. I do feel I really should crap. I am really struggling with my words today, and I apologize for that. I really need to start scripting these. I've said that in the past, and I don't even think I need like a full script. I think something that would be useful would literally just be like a half kind of skeleton structure from talking points. But that's going to be the end of this video, so we'll see if I end up doing that. Bye!